I want to take you back to this part again. Revelation 17. We're going to go at verse 8 and we're going to start there again. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall send out of the bottomless pit, and go in perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they be, when they behold the beast that was and not, and is not, and yet is. Okay, the beast that they saw was out of Adam and Eve. These were the children who came out of the wife of Japheth, who the angel bare children to, who was Cain's descendant. Genesis chapter 6, 1-5. That's the second people introduced into the world, who was not in the book of life because they was part angel. They couldn't be an angel, and they was part human, the human race. They couldn't be a human because they was part angel, and they were part human. They couldn't be an angel, so they were not in the book of life. But these people pursued the way of education, and they went in down in the earth and pursued the nuclear energy and created weapons of mass destruction to destroy the entire world, to try to make themselves the only race. But they was not in the book of life. They had no integrity towards God because they was not a human and they was not angels. They was a new manner of peoples which became the seed of the white race. I've been saying this over and over. These was the one who claimed the whole earth. They had the farmlands of the United States of America, and they went through the breadth of the earth, taking that land which was not theirs, and making us as slaves, placing us under the umbrella of a democratized system, and making us serve them as if they was God. This taking you all the way back. God saw all this. He remembered this, but they thought that God didn't know what he was doing. They told us through their schooling and everything, the way of technology is the way to live. But as this technology they learned in the synagogues of their school take hold, they found out it was no seed of life. And as it came into these days, the days where God had predicted their life ahead, because the space shuttle, you couldn't plant the space shuttle and you produce another space shuttle. You can't plant the vehicle and produce another vehicle. You cannot plant that doesn't have life. It can't redeem itself by creating another generation of the habitat upon which it was conceived. So therefore, as it is not a seed of redemption, it has no power to redeem itself. Neither does the money that comes from the products they create. So everything this man created and manufactured in his factory becomes vanity. And he's placed his grace upon the world. And as we became beholden to this thing, we cherish all these things and place it above the cornbread with butter between it. We lose our livelihood to reality because the bread that we ate came from the corn that was planted into the ground and the butter that came from the cows that God created from the foundation of earth. But what do this here space shall do? What do the cars do? What all of these things that man created with his own hand, what do it do? It don't live, so it is dead from the beginning. So at the end of the day, by him needing oil to create manufacture, to entice people to gain education and try to teach them the way, continue to teach them the way of knowledge, it become a failure in the earth because it was vanity from the foundation upon which it was manufactured. So what he do? He get angry with the whole world. He get angry with God because he cannot match the willpower of God. So he make war on the whole earth, go down in the depths of the earth and find the uranium and all this stuff that's under the earth, and he puts it in perdition to kill and destroy all men and all the habitats of the earth. Try to destroy every black mind that come up with the wisdom of God to try to make it look if God didn't send that black man, that he was not part of the habitat of the glory of God from its foundation. I'm not talking out of here. I'm telling you the gospel that have never been preached to you. I'm not speaking concerning of my self-will because I have no self-will power. God told me to warn everybody. I read that to you. And this is where I am. Now, let's continue here. Number 9. Revelation chapter 17, verse 9. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Mountains is 7 nations united themselves together. Revelation chapter 13. On which the woman says, CIA. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, the CIA. And when he cometh, he must continue a short spell. This is the CIA going to take over. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8. He is the CIA is also the 8 powers of the earth, and is of the 7. He's of the 7 United Nations, and goes into perdition. He's going to go up on the brink of the earth and use weapons. He's the blound that was in the space shuttle. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. These are the military fighting forces of the infrastructure of these 7 nations. The 10 horns are 4 Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marine belong to the United States of America, and the rest of the 6 belong to the other 6 powers. Which thou sawest are the 10 kings which have received no kingdom, because they're the fighting force as yet, but receiveth power as kings 1 hour with the beast. The beast is the Lamb. So Barack Obama have nothing to do with it. These have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, with the CIA, not Barack Obama. These shall make war with the Lamb, which is Jesus Christ, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whole cities are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. You don't need no interpretation. Understand that. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her